Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I thought I'd like to do a short video on how to plant a rose correctly and also how to plant a rose incorrectly. First of all, what you want to do is to get your rose here and make sure that you're happy with the plant, and then decide what you're going to plant with as a fertilizer. Either the top rose, which is a good fertilizer, it's a slow release fertilizer, or the roots boost. That's a fungi, mycorrhiza friendly fungi that encourages extra fibrous roots to the plant. What I'm going to do today is to plant it with top rose. A good time to plant your rose is November, December, during the dormant season. So we are now busily sending out roses. So what I'm now going to do is to first of all put some compost at the bottom. This is blended farmyard manure, which you can buy from any garden centre. Mix it up at the bottom. You can use compost from your garden as long as it's nicely rotted. How I like to do it is to have a handful in my hand there, sprinkle that at the bottom. Again, mixing it. It's all very important to keep it nicely mixed. Then I'm going to put another handful over the top of the pile of soil that I've taken out of the hole. When you dig your hole, you want to be about 30 centimetres deep, 30 centimetres wide. As you can see, I've done that there, and I've forked through the bottom to make sure it's nice and soft. What I'm going to do now is to plant the rose. I'll face it towards you. This is a good guideline, a cane. Now that is what I call a good perfect depth, about an inch below the soil or level with the soil. I personally prefer below the soil. As I put the soil back into the hole, I've got the depth, so I'm going to move the cane out of the way. Firm it with my hands, and then secure it with my feet. That filling all the time and just firming in. And there you can see it's nicely into the ground, and I've left it nice and rough here so that the rain and water can get into the plant. Finally, another handful round the top, so you've got fertilizer bottom, middle and top. Last thing I'm going to do is find an outward facing bud, which is here, chop it down, another one there, another one there, and one here. As you can see, roughly anything between 4 and 6 inches. Now that is, well, I don't know about perfect, but I class that as pretty good. As you can see, look how firm it is into the ground. And what happens during the summer, it will start growing, and the soil will lift, and when you're weeding, it will then settle itself within a year, roughly, to be the graft at the top of the soil. A badly planted rose. I think it's quite important for me just to show you what a badly planted rose is, because I've seen it all too often, and if I can stop you from doing it and solving the problem, then you'll know that you're on the right track. What people do, dig a hole, as you can see here, that's with a V. They haven't, it's gone right to the bottom. There is no fork to break up the soil. There's no compost in it. Handful of fertilizer at the bottom. Haven't even mixed it in. Too much fertilizer on the roots can actually kill, especially if it's bone meal, can actually kill the plant. Backfill the rose. And no matter how hard I stand on it, there we go, it's nice and firm. This one, as you can see, I've planted above the graft, which is wrong. Because when this rose gets to about this sort of height, it can wobble around in the wind. Also, it can encourage suckers from the base. But not only that, look at this. Look how wobbly it is there. Even if I stack my whole weight on it like that and then backfill it, it's still wobbling around in the ground. When you get that up to 4 foot high, it will then almost lay over. Now look at that. Wobbling a little bit, but nothing too much at all. Finally, with the incorrect rows, people don't even sometimes let the rain go into the soil because you're compacting the soil, and the rain during the summer will disappear. In the winter, you don't really need to worry too much about watering the rows because it's dormant, and we've certainly had enough rain to make the soil moist. But if you feel it's a little bit dry, by all means, just give it a water. Finally, before you plant the rows, a good tip would be to put the rows in a bucket of water for about an hour so it loosens up all the fibrous roots. So I hope that helps you, and enjoy your roses during the summer. Thank you.